This is AJ here from Latoonie. So today I wanted to actually go through the third prototype, which is of the American Dream Dusty Rhodes. I got this one from eBay as well, along with the Logan Paul Hulk Hogan prototype, if you want to call these, or pre-printed samples. So this one is pretty cool. I mean, what I would like to refer this as. This kind of, the reason I was particularly interested in this specific one because just along with the Logan Paul sample that I had reviewed, this specific one also came to me in broken format. And I wanted to specifically go through it to see how these are getting constructed, to get an idea and see what else we can do to just improve even our products in the future. So this one specific one, but I refer to as kind of how we did our Jungle Macho Man as well, is using a modular mold. So what that specifically means is you have a figure constructed using various parts. Now this specific one, unlike the Logan Paul figure, is using a three-part mold. So it's kind of put together using three different parts. One is obviously quite obvious. You will have a lower body, then you have an upper body, which is actually distributed into two different parts. So this particular upper body has a modular mold for the right hand. So if you can see right here, the right hand basically comes apart. See right here. So, and really this one of the reasoning behind it, as I mentioned as well, when you're doing a PVC mold, there are limitations around this as well, right? So for this specific one to come out of mold specifically, just the way this is constructed, it has to be separated out, because the wider it is, I think then you have to kind of figure out a way and go a little creative how you want to distribute the mold. Now, so with due to that, I think what will happen is you will basically notice like a slight separator line. Again, not a deal breaker by any means, but you could basically see the shoulder doesn't smooth well enough from the tank top that Dusty is wearing in this case. Now on the left side, obviously, because it's part of the same mold, so basically it's a lot more smoother. So you will see. So this is how what it looks like right here. So technically speaking, what I said, these are three different parts. So you can basically break the mold down. You got your lower body right here, then you got your anchor right here, right, to basically fix the upper and the lower body, and then you have your right hand. um, Again, this is how it looks like, from the inside. And there's plenty of room. Obviously this is going to be get glued together, but be very careful if you're. Now this is particularly very stiff, so if you see right here, it doesn't really, I mean, I'm trying my best to move this, but if, for example, I'm applying some force here for it to not come out, but if somebody, or let's see, if we give it to one of the kids and they're playing around, and if they go a little bit too excited over this, then there's probably a chance it might pop out. But again, for collectors like us, we're going to be displaying it, no issues, right? Again, this is what's going to happen. I think as we grow, I think if they were to mold this, in my opinion, um, if they would have articulated this then and had allowed this hand to move up and down, it kind of brings a different mechanism to do this. So I think I think that's something, articulation maybe down the road for some of these guys. Again, we are doing this with Anahar Inoki. We'll see what fans think of that. And then if somebody says, hey, we want static hands, then that can easily be done. But again, we always, in my opinion, want to improvise and improve things. Overall design looks pretty good. I think this is coming in the polka dot scare, which is I'm a kid who never had any LUN growing up, so seeing this in that gear from the Hasbro era, it's pretty unique. I didn't had a Dusty Hasbro growing up either. I think it was part of Series 1. So my first Hasbro was the Hulk Hogan one. So it's pretty unique, I think, the way it comes about. I think there were a couple of also missed opportunities. One thing I do want to mention, I think I mentioned in the Logan Paul video as well. You see right here the feet, right? So Now, you looking at this figure, I'm gonna compare it with Macho Man, the one we have built, and I think it's pretty unique when it comes out here, and I think it kind of scales pretty well to the Dusty Rhodes figure from the upper body standpoint. But here's my problem with it. My problem with this specific one is if I look at the original Hulk Hogan LJN sample, look at the feet size. So this is I'm comparing it. Oops, the right hand just fell. You see right here the difference between Hulk Hogan's feet and Dusty Rhodes' feet. And when you look at both figures compared, you can literally see that Dusty Rhodes, obviously, probably he was much, I would say, a little bigger in size when it comes down to ring presence. So I think I don't know why the feet are so small. Now we can make an argument. In the reason they are small because that's what the LGN was, but that's not really the case, because if you look at the Logan Paul, which Mattel is doing, and if you actually compare the feet right here, you see right here, even the Logan Paul feet are actually bigger than Dusty Rhodes. So you got a thin guy, you know, and a slimmer guy with bigger feet than the other one. I think it comes down to scaling at the end, preference at the end. But I think with the figure of this style, and that's probably one of the reason in from wave one. Uh, I'm not even comparing Hogan. I think it's everyone's dream, if especially getting the Hogan figure after 40 years, especially for me. So I don't even want to comparison that specific figure. But when we compare it to John Cena or the Logan Paul, why this particular one has smaller feet with such a huge upper body. Um, I think that's kind of a missed opportunity. What do you all think? I mean, again, overall a neat figure. Not being nitpicky, I think the feet should have improved. Definitely, when you're giving, I would say, going and especially focusing on scaling, then absolutely, why not? I think that's a missed opportunity from designer standpoint. Hopefully, that will improve moving forward. But that's AJ signing off. Let me know what you all think. I got to find his right hand, but thank you for tuning in at latoonie.com.